Med blonde. Error. I'm so glad I filmed tea with Maya yesterday before I checked my phone. There were no card details on my checkout page for my Sidekicks challenge that I'd been attempting to fill over the last 10 days. And I'd filled a few spots because I'd been finding founding members or previous clients. I was using, some of them are already using Lumi and Luma, and some of them are not yet logged in but have been busy and want to use it. So any of my current clients, they got spots in the back end already. And so my spot timer was ticking down, but my landing page had no checkout on it. And I know because I got a last minute message from one of my girlfriends last night saying, "Oh my gosh, I really want to join the challenge. I've been all over the place and I didn't think she'd join it because she's got her own stuff that she's dealing with at the moment." And then she said, do I need a secret code? And secret code is what I've relabeled the coupon codes at the bottom of my checkout pages in the back end of System.io because I'm a wing woman and things are missions and it's secret codes. And that's the way that I want to play it out. Anyway, I go look at the checkout page and it says name, first name, email, and then it just says secret code, and then it has the dot for the £88 to pay for the challenge. And then there's nowhere to actually put in your credit card details. So nobody was able to pay through that page, which meant there may have been more people. I don't know. I'm sitting here going, oh, it's a failed launch. I'm going to run it with the founding members anyway. It's a small group. I wanted to build it around that anyway. It was for my members. And again, it just reminds me like where your anchors are, who you're building for. And because the quiet was getting to me, I was like, oh, damn. And I'd already said to myself, run the thing. Even if nobody signs up, you've got your clients, you're running it, you're doing it. Like, stay in that energy. This is fine. It's exciting. It's just an add-on. And that's how I've started teaching my clients how to build their businesses moving forward anyway, is who are your anchors? Who are you actually building for? What assets are you creating for who? Who are your best clients? What can you build, or what workshop can you put on, or what challenge can you run, or what can you create that they would be really excited to take part in? Because they're your best customers. And there's so many different ways to, have people passing that money line. And I think we forget half the time that, new customers aren't always the right thing. There are upsells to be happening with old customers. Upsells to be happening with current customers. Resales that can happen with old customers, like sending your own direct messages into groups, into communities. Like whenever I have one of these challenges, Instagram's one way of posting it, but I'm advertising it on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, and then my newsletter's got it, but then I'm also messaging and putting links into different communities in the back end and offline and just, slowly spreading the word. But it was annoying me. And then when I checked the analytics, I was like, there were 57, I think, or something, 57, almost 60 people that had landed on the landing page, which is bigger numbers than I've ever had before in terms of getting eyeballs on it. No. Payment link. I'm so glad one of my friends actually went and checked. And nobody else sent me a message. And I think this is the thing, like you have to understand the age and the era that we're living in. Like the attention spans are short, that people usually only have a few seconds to get through your checkout page. And if they come up against something, if they have to put a pin in it and come back, usually by the time they have to come back, they've even forgotten, possibly. So sitting there all like, no one wants to play with me and do my challenge. And it's like, yeah, well, you didn't actually, you didn't check your checkout page. But again, this is why I have my bots, and this is why I talk about the power of AI and all of that, because within 5 minutes, maybe not 5 minutes, but within 20 minutes, or at least half an hour, because I only had half an hour before I had to leave the house, I'd filmed a new reel saying what was going on. Two of the ladies that had reached out about the slots, I capped those as taken, technically, because I thought they wanted them, so sue me for counting spots before they were paid. So I said 5. 3 out of the 4 founding members said they wanted to join. 2 of those ladies were looking for spots. One of them still might jump in. The other one, I don't know if she's gone away, and that's my own issue for counting that before. But anyway, 5 spots left. Sent that out. I got the new Google Doc already printed, live, added the Stripe link, had the reel filmed, put up on my stories, added to a thing, sent it like WhatsApp group open for the challenge, added in the 3 founding members, put the welcome message in it, told them what was going on and say that we're just having another couple of days to keep the doors open because of my faux pas. And it's interesting, like, to watch how I reacted to that yesterday versus how I reckon I would have reacted to that however many years ago, when I was still attaching so much of my identity to all this business stuff, which is hard to do in the sense because you are building a personal brand. But it's where that line from Shoshana keeps coming back into my head, and it's full commitment to the process, full detachment from the outcome. And this is the really hard but intense game that we play as creators on any given moment. It's like, what are we excited to pour ourselves and our creativity and our passions into without worrying as to whether people are going to show up or not? Our job is to make the things, put it out there, test it, see. And if nobody shows up, do it again. Find something else. Let's make something else that's exciting. Put it out there, test, see. And that's like how we move forward, how it builds. I don't know. But yeah, that just made me laugh real hard. Because I was excited about the challenge. And then I was so close. I had written this in the post yesterday. I was so close to almost like not going ahead with it. And just kind of, with everything that's happening with getting back on the gym floor and now making sure I'm still juggling my client work and the agency work on the right time zones. And yeah, I was almost going to just go, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe just cancel it. Maybe just shift it. And it's these things that help being in a group, and why people say join groups, join mentorships, join stuff, because it's these silly little stuck moments that when you're in a group of other people that have gone through them and they turn around and they're like, yeah, that happens. Just carry on. Do it again. Don't worry about it. Like, it changes the mood of this pressure and this weight of everything needing to fall on something like this. And you start to pick up this lightness of how, I guess, you can move and operate within your business. And the way that you create these different assets and these different things can become a very creative process. We're in exciting times. We're in really, really exciting times. I think it was even Shoshana actually that said the other day that, we are in now the era of overnight successes. Now, does that mean that first time ever you're going to be running something and making millions? No, but testing and iterating and testing and iterating, like as quickly as that, one of those will hit. And that's now the game that we have access to. It's how quickly can you pick yourself up, ground yourself back in what matters, dust off the little scrapes and bruises, and carry on and go again. Take your big idea, wrap it around in a message, figure out how you want to bring people on, and test that. I mean, it was funny, even the whole of last year, like I realized I was testing different class styles, different ways of even teaching a class. Because I do find that very interesting. Like, I've mentioned before, having come through the martial arts world and moving and becoming a kids Wing Chun instructor. So I was there I'd been training for 2 years myself. This was when my spine injury was happening. Wing Chun was one of the more internal martial arts that I was able to train standing up and still be working on spine articulation, internal conditioning and movements. And gosh, even on that point, like becoming aware of your body and your bones and your joints and isolating and moving things in certain ways and like figuring out the angles that then give you, cuts for slices, and like how, because Wing Chun was developed by a woman, like a small framed woman, to use the fulcrum points and the angles of your joints and of your bones and of your skeleton, and to use your internal weight to be able to move and overcome your opponent, but being light enough with your movements that, because it's touch, like Chisao is the where they do like the sticky hands, and so you're doing all of this and you see the guys and they're going like this, and then there's punches through and you're not really sure what's going on. But it's that when you connect with another fighter And at that point, you can feel where the pressure's going and whether they're going to go this way or whether they're going to go that way. And that it's this game of kind of find the balance and who can stay the most connected to their core and not knock the other person off. And so I think I'm almost realizing as well now how amazing that type of training was, even just for the nature of being able to become aware of my body. I didn't realize, even when I was teaching there, how many, even adults as well, I saw a lot in adult classes. You know, you'd say, go like touch your shoulder here. It's like isolate the shoulder. It's like, can you put it down? And it's like, no, can you move it like, can you move your shoulder blade down and around or like forward? I'm not doing a very good demonstration and I don't want to turn around. But some people even struggle to do that, like isolate certain movements. And I mean, I remember that even getting on the gym floor at F45, you know, cues and observations and how you teach somebody how to do a squat or a deadlift even. And it's like hips sit at the back of the wall or hinge at your hips. Some people will squat instead of hinge, and it just, different cues work for different people, but shouting the same thing at them isn't going to help. You have to learn how to say something new for them to get the cue in order to do the thing correctly. And I think a lot of people go into coaching, myself included. I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, I'd love to be a coach. I'd love to help people with things. And I do, and that's what I do. But you also have to remind yourself that unintentionally you are technically kind of building out your own sort of curriculum as to the information and the wisdom that you are passing on to your clients. And that's why at the beginning, like the one-to-one stuff is so important, because everybody is a different use case. And it's only after you've worked with enough people over enough time that you're able to start grouping them into these different wider groups of, all right, well, if you're about, you know, if you're this way inclined, it's probably this business structure. If you're this way inclined and this is what you're doing, it's probably this business structure. Or, you know, and then if you're that way inclined, maybe add this section on too and tack that bit on as well. But eventually you do things long enough, the patterns do arise. It's then just how do you create that nuance still with every client as you bring them through. I don't know if that's then on the same tangent that I was going off of just now, but you're teaching, you're imparting, you're building some sort of curriculum. And that's where now I view these like digital assets, I guess, in this sense. It's like, what are the things that you often go over with your clients? What are the fundamentals that if they were online somewhere, it would be useful for them? One, to showcase that you know what you're doing, but two, to see if like that's where they're at or if they are needing the next level. This tea is very nice, actually. Lavender, chamomile, and rose. Puka, love, organic bio. This is going to be insane. Things are shifting. Things are moving. But I think it's like, I don't know, when decisions are made, when you decide to go after what you want, it's quite incredible what starts to line up, huh? I can't believe that happened yesterday. It was so funny. It was just making me laugh. But again, still managed to fill my tea with Maja. Still managed to get my assessment in and done. Managed to stay on top of my clients. Managed to send out my newsletter with the kerfuffle and the new link. Managed to post about it. Managed to laugh at it. Managed to not let it affect the whole rest of my day. It actually made me excited about the Sidekick challenge. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's a funny thing online. Like, you can sit there and you can say, oh yeah, I want hundreds of people to come into my... Like, are you prepared for hundreds of people to come into your stuff and for things to break? Like, I think this is where the people forget, like, these stepping stones, they're stepping stones for a reason. Like, if you're capable and you're prepared and you know how to do it, fucking go. Do it. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, you need to start from the beginning in order to go up. Like, but this is the fear and the courage that we're playing with when we do these things. It's not a lot of the fact that the stuff is hard. It's the fact that you've got to flex your courage muscles on a regular, be uncomfortable, and then wake up the next day and not allow that to have accumulated. Like, it's amazing. This is the first time in so long that I felt light with all my decisions at the moment. And funny how things are just falling into place when you stop allowing things to stay so heavy and stuck and moving through this world so heavy or stuck or not being prepared to pivot. And again, personal preference. Like, you know, if this stuff isn't for you, bye. You don't need to be here. But for the people that are not still figuring out how and why, and the how is shitty because that's annoying because we like to try and put our own expectations on how things are going to arrive and the logical way of doing things. Lincoln, oi, come say hi. Huff, it just huffs at me. Maybe now I'm moving into a different topic of conversation, but yeah, just got to keep going, guys. Just got to keep going. Just got to keep going. Stand up, dust yourself off, brush yourself off, and go and get. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They really, really don't. And as long as you're not being a dick to the clients and forgetting about the people that you're actually working with, like, just be transparent. Just be human. People are much more lenient than I think we like to give them credit for as well. That's very much a personal limiting belief that gets put out onto certain things. Like even, talking to one of the trainers yesterday, and he was like, yeah, one of the head trainers thinks, you shouldn't have two people in the room because it's too much for the client. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a trainer problem. I was like, if it's prefaced properly and it's fine, it's fine. Like, and yeah, it's just, I always keep coming back now to my mind and these shoulds. And if there's any sort of inkling of, oh, this is not the way it's supposed to be, it's like supposed to based on what? Oh, I saw Cameron Milne. Is it Milne? Cameron Rosen? Philosophical guy. He's now got a little Hindi tattoo down here. I'll find his page. Cameron Rosen, I think. Alternative medicine, alternative healing. He was very philosophical. He built like a whole allotment thing. He was talking on Instagram a lot. He built his whole community around. He looks like the little bug from Ant's Life. That's what he reminded me of anyway. Either that, yeah, that one. Anyway, super cool dude. And now he's he's been in this creator journey for so long, and I just saw his page pop up for a long, I hadn't checked in on him in a long time. And he's now built his own medical practice out in California that deals with alternative medicine. And it was funny, his little caption on his thing was that they had one of their clients come to them with a white folder that had, all the different scans and the different things and the different, from all the different doctors. And in the file at one point there was a stick-it note that just said, can please somebody make sense of this? And his whole ethos is that they're a slower form of GP where they take the time to understand the human and understand the stress and understand their lives and then provide protocols based on that, and a lot more of the natural medicine first, food, good sleep, sunlight. Like, it does make me laugh sometimes how not complicated we are as human beings, but how badly we treat our bodies and then wonder why we're feeling like shit. Like, it just blows my mind. Sunshine, outside, off screens, like, even realizing now, it made me laugh yesterday thinking about it. People in cities like this in Hong Kong, one of the reasons why I got out of being on the gym floor, well, that was mainly because of my spine for now, but another reason why, we want to be going somewhere where more of our lifestyle is spent outside. It's like, even that, as personal trainers, being healthy in a city like Hong Kong, you're going into work, you're spending all your days inside under fluorescent lighting, and then when you leave, you're walking out in the middle of the central, full of pollution, full of this, full of and as much as we like to try and eat healthy here, I think I eat relatively healthy, mainly whole foods and, less of the processed stuff. We binge every so often and, have our odd days to stay sane, but it's just a different quality of food. Fruit doesn't taste the same as it does elsewhere. I've been grateful enough and lucky enough to travel and see other places, and one of the reasons why I was so excited, oh sorry, gosh, that rose and lavender chamomile tea has just calmed me down. That was probably not the right cup of tea to have first thing in the morning. I feel like it's nap time and bedtime and I got shit to do. But I think we've rushed everything to the past, to the point of it now being ludicrous. That I think everybody just needs to slow the fuck down and calm the fuck down. This doesn't mean you can't be making moves quickly. but then the essence of it shouldn't feel like this frantic panic anymore. And it just, because I'm doing like, it only twigged because I'm doing more than I've done for a long time because I've been very protective of my downtime and my space. But this is also the most awake and energized I have felt internally for a long time. Like, yes, I'm tired and I'm feeling a bit, that's, longer days. I'm missing my naps. But I also, it was a few days even before that where I still had space built into my thing, and I suddenly didn't feel like, she says, I didn't feel like I needed a nap. Why am I yawning? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It is. That's that lavender, chamomile, and rose tea calming me down. She says, having another sip. I'm going to have to go make a coffee after this because I've got to jump on a call with another creator. I'm actually excited about that. I haven't spoken to Sora in about a year now. Website guy somewhere. I can't actually remember where he's located. But yeah, I don't know, man. I had an idea for what I wanted to talk about today, but I'm gonna shift that to tomorrow because it needs its whole thing. It needs a whole thing. It was just such a funny thought. Don't know if any of you guys have played Sims back in the day. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We've done 20 minutes now, and I'm gonna, yeah, it's time to get on with a few things. I'm gonna go get a coffee. But yeah, I think just the faux pas and the lesson or the insight for today from me, it's like, check your card payments are working on your landing pages. And this is why I don't, I will take it to my grave. I'm just going to stick with Google Docs and Stripe links because at least I know. At least I know. Until I can pay somebody, I feel, to set up my website and my backend properly so that it's actually firing and that everything's sorted out. I've done it before. I've done it before where I've set it up properly and people can pay through and it's not a problem. That's why I thought I would be able to do it again. But I did it quickly because I needed to do it quickly and I got it live. And then because of me not being enjoying looking back at the tech, it just hadn't like, I hadn't caught it. Because on the back end page, you can see that it says to fill out the credit card things because the whole payment processor has to sit at the bottom of the page. So I had that tab. And then when I brought it on, like I scrolled down and I could see name, email, thing, and I could see the number, but I hadn't pegged that I couldn't see the payment things. Life of a creator, life of a business owner, life of somebody that's building. Fuck it. You make mistakes, you carry on. Like, it is not the end of the world. And I think I can't believe it's really refreshing. It's actually been really nice to be aware of how this has affected me, slash like not affected me this time. And how calm I am. And how like it's like, yeah, it's a stupid mistake. So instead of it feeling like, oh my gosh, this shame and this like, oh, I'm gonna have to eventually find some of the videos that I've like recorded from many, many years ago. I mean, even seeing myself on the screen and even seeing myself in some of these, I'm like, wow, like we've done some work. We've found our spine. We grew it back with the help of some screws. But like, this is it, chiseling away. You just gotta keep building and keep going. Put in the reps. And if you have a shitty day, you wake up the next day and you hopefully make it a less shitty day. But yeah, I will leave you there. I am going to go get a coffee. Episode 18. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, Friday, for the last one of this week, which is exciting. And yeah, I've got a whole analogy and chat to talk about. Let's see, maybe I'll bring my whiteboard out. I'm going to have some props. Who knows? These are going to get nuts. Bye.